Quick summary of the top 5 news of today, January 17th, 2026. 1. NASA rolls out Artemis II rocket ahead of moon mission. On Saturday, January 17th, NASA began rolling its 322-foot space launch, system rocket and Orion spacecraft 4 miles to launch. Pad 39B at Kennedy Space Center. A process that can take up to 12 hours. Artemis II is scheduled for launch no earlier than February 6, 2026, on a roughly 10-day lunar fly-around mission, the first crewed flight beyond low Earth orbit in over 50 years. The 4 astronauts aboard include Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen. 2. Severe storms lash Australian east coast with heavy rainfall. Dangerous thunderstorms and flash flood warnings continue across New South Wales and parts of Queensland. On January 17th, as a moist air mass brings intense rain, Ettalong recorded 93.5 mm of rain in 1 hour, and Pearl Beach logged 133 in 2 hours, with Gosford seeing 56.6 mm in 60 minutes. Severe thunderstorm and wind warnings remain in place for Sydney Harbour. Illawarra, Hunter and Bateman's coasts as residents prepare for continuing flash flood risks. 3. U.S. Justice Department probes Minnesota governor and mayor. The U.S. Justice Department has opened a criminal investigation into Minnesota, Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis, Mayor Jacob Frey for allegedly conspiring to impede federal immigration enforcement. The probe focuses on statements by both officials opposing massive deployments of ICE and other federal agents in the Twins cities following protests tied to fatal encounters. Neither Walz nor Frey has confirmed receiving subpoenas. Walz says the investigation is politically motivated, while the Justice Department has declined to comment publicly. 4. Venus Williams sets age record as Australian Open begins. At 45 years old, Venus Williams will become the oldest player to compete in the Australian Open men draw, starting January 18th when the tournament kicks off in Melbourne. Yes, Williams received a wildcard entry and will surpass the previous age record set by a 44-year-old competitor at the event. Meanwhile, world number 1 Carlos Alcaraz enters the championship after a surprise split with longtime coach Juan Carlos Ferrero, drawing attention to his early campaign. 5. Greenland annexation tensions escalate. International tensions are mounting as President Trump reiterates threats of tariffs and political pressure on countries opposing a controversial plan to assert U.S. control over Greenland. European leaders, especially from Denmark and the EU, have called the proposal a red line, warning it could destabilize NATO cooperation. Analysts describe the standoff as one of the most serious crises within Western alliances in recent years. That's all for today. Follow for daily summaries of news, headlines, and let us know in the comments your thoughts on any of these topics.